Stephanie. I am nutrition coach with GoTimeTraining, and we're here at Lisa's house. So today we are going to go through her pantry. We're going to do a little grocery shopping, and then we're also going to cook a couple different meals for her and her family, so that way she can show her girls and her husband that healthy eating doesn't have to be so boring. And so first I want Lisa to tell you guys just a little bit about herself, her life, and kind of what her days entail as a mom.
Okay, so I'm Lisa. I work full-time. I have 2 girls. My weeks generally kind of change. It's never really the same, except for a couple of days in there that are normally kind of set. But I've started to fall into the routine of meal prepping on Mondays, and then what I try to do is do 3 or 4 dinners, which are half of that I take for my meal prepping, and then the other half for my family. That way I don't have to worry about if I'm not at home one night that, what are they going to eat, or is it going to be, healthy and different things like that. So with an ever-changing schedule, I've really realized in order to be successful in this lifestyle change that I have to take that time every week to do that meal prepping, or then bad things happen, bad choices are made, or you feel like going through a drive-through or something like that. So I know that in order for me to be successful, and it also gives me a peace of mind knowing that my family is eating well and that they're not having to grab something on the go and they have everything that they need.
Okay, so now we're going to clean out Lisa's fridge, freezer, and pantry. One of the first steps to cleaning out your fridge, freezer, and pantry is to be courageous, because if you're anything like me, it's not very easy to throw away perfectly good food.
You may or may not use it.
Exactly. And you bought it.
And you bought
you don't want to waste money. So you could always find a local food bank or something to donate the food to, if you wanted to do that. Or you can just throw it away.
Or
it's
just
not healthy for
throw
you.
it out.
Yes.
Chuck it, man.
Yes. So don't be afraid to get rid of the things that aren't healthy for you, because there's plenty of alternatives that you can use for almost anything. Okay, so the first thing that I see in your fridge that I would love to see you replace is these dressings right here.
Okay.
So in these dressings, there is, in the ranch particularly, there's 120 calories in just 2 tablespoons of the dressing. If you've never tried the Bolthouse Farms dressings, they have a ranch as well, and it's made out of Greek yogurt. And it's only 40 or 45 calories for 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
And it tastes amazing. It
doesn't
tastes
have
just
that
like
tangy,
ranch.
No. Okay.
No. And it has less calories than most fat-free ranches.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay. So it's in the refrigerated section at the store. So that's one thing that I would say that we could definitely work on. This little guy back here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is another thing. This is a staple in most moms' homes.
Yes. Some of us like a little bit of coffee with our creamer.
Yes, absolutely. I used to be one of those. So, easy substitutions for these is there's a thing called skinny syrups. They have all kinds of flavors. I find them at Gordman's. Sometimes you can find them at TJ Maxx or Marshall's as well.
Okay.
But they are just a 0 calorie, 0 sugar, 0 everything syrup. So you can put that in there. A lot of people like the creaminess of it.
That's what I was going to say. Like, what do you do about that?
Yes, add a little bit of almond milk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll add a couple packets of stevia too, just to sweeten it up a little bit too.
Okay.
But that's an easy way. Most people do not realize how many calories they're putting in their coffee when they're drinking coffee in the morning.
Right.
So right here, in 1 tablespoon, you're getting 35 calories.
Yeah.
Where you could easily take that to less than 5 just by subbing out doing the almond milk, the stevia, and the skinny syrups, and it'll still give you a good flavor.
Okay, perfect. It's done.
I see some pizza in here.
I did not eat that pizza.
So, one thing, well, you fed it to your kids.
I did feed it to my kids.
So, one thing that you could do for pizza is, it still takes time to call it in, go wait on it, or pick it up, have it delivered, whatever. Take tortillas. Low-carb tortillas, put some pizza sauce on there, and then let your kids put whatever toppings they want to on it, sprinkle some cheese on it, and throw it in the oven.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it is way less calories, and they're so good. They crisp up. They're just not, it's not so much dough like on pizza, But I think
sometimes there's too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
and a lot of times it's just fun that they just get to make their own. I find that if I involve my kids in the decisions
Right.
as far as what we eat or how we eat, then they're a lot more open to actually eating like that. If I just shove good food in front of them and tell them to eat it, then they rebel against me and they're like, I'm not touching it. I want a cookie. Where if I actually give them choices and say, here's some recipes, what do you guys want? Then they'll pick something out of there.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
it's an easy way to still get pizza because I love pizza eating.
That
This
is
dear
not
little
mine.
Kit Kat.
Right. But it is my daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
So if your daughter has never had a Go Time, we sell Quest bars and Combat Crunch bars, and we also sell cookies.
Okay.
So if they have never had those, you can easily sub these out. And trust me, I've fed my kids the Combat bars and the cookies, and they love them. I actually put half a cookie in my kids' lunches a lot of times
Oh,
for their lunch, and then add some fruit and stuff to it too. But
Okay.
it's an easy way to get rid of that. The Combat bars are great because they're covered in chocolate, so they taste like a candy bar.
Right.
They don't have like that protein taste to them. They're not like gritty or anything like that. So that's a great way to sub out the candy bars too because it still feels like a treat.
So there's regular bacon.
Yes, perfect. So the regular bacon, you can easily sub these out for turkey bacon.
Okay.
Most men will rebel a little bit against you
This
when
is
it comes
true.
to
Yes.
turkey bacon.
Mhm.
I like to bake mine. It crisps up good. You can still fry
Oh.
it too. You just don't have to add any extra oil to the pan when you fry it.
Right.
And then you can always let it sit on a paper towel to kind of soak up some of those oils as well and the fats out of it after it cooks.
Okay.
If not, you can always at least get a thin sliced bacon, maybe reduce sodium, stuff like that. If your family still wants the regular bacon, just try to make it a little bit healthier.
Okay.
Got some ice cream in here, I
Yeah.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves ice cream.
Everybody screams for it.
Yes, everybody screams for ice cream. So everybody loves ice cream.
Right.
So when we go to the store here later, I'll show you some healthy alternatives for ice cream. There is a brand called Halo Top, which is a protein ice cream. They just come in little jugs, so you don't ever have to worry about overeating it.
Mhm.
And they're very low calorie and they're very high in protein.
Okay.
So they actually taste like ice cream.
Okay.
So they're a great sub for ice
For
cream.
regular ice cream.
Yes.
Okay.
Another thing you could do is I'll buy the Greek yogurts, the flavored Greek yogurts, and stir them up and then throw them in my freezer for an hour or two. So they get
that's
kind
a
of
good
like an
idea.
ice cream consistency.
And it's a better, like, the
Yes.
serving on it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Pantry, right?
Pantry is that way.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's take a look in here. Oh boy. So, first thing are these bad boys, and everybody knows I love peanut butter, so I really like to know how those taste.
Right.
However, if they're in your house, you're going to eat them. So, my second tip is just don't buy the food. If you buy it, you're probably going to eat it. If you don't have it in your house, you can't eat it.
I guess I just feel bad sometimes because, like, my girls will be like, oh, can we get this for in our lunches? And then, as a mom, I feel bad. I'm like, well, they're kids. They should be able to have that. But at the same point, we all know kind of where that leads us to.
Yes, exactly. Because we want to
yes.
make sure that they're developing those healthy habits early on because, they're a lot harder to break the older you get.
Amen.
So simply subbing stuff like this out for those cookies
The
that I was
protein
talking
bars
about.
or the cookies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they're still getting a cookie.
Mhm.
And if you break it and put it in Ziploc baggies, they're never even going to know they're a protein cookie or they're a healthier cookie.
True.
So you can just trick them and they'll never even know.
Okay.
So easily subbing stuff like that out. Chips, things like that.
Yes.
They are super high in calories. I know my kids love hot Cheetos.
Right.
Yes. They're super high in calories. They offer hardly any nutritional goodness, really, at all. There's tons of carbs in them, very little protein. You can easily sub stuff like this out for just popcorn.
Okay.
You can get, they have all kinds of different flavored popcorn even, that like the Healthy Pop or the Smart Pop. My personal favorite is the Boom Chicka Pop. They have a lightly sweet and salted one. It's in like a greenish bluish bag, and it's
Okay.
only 35 calories a cup, and it tastes like a kettle corn. It's really crunchy. It is super good. You just pair it with a protein, and you've got a great little snack. So a lot of
Okay.
times I'll tear up like beef jerky or something in there, or even just drink some protein and almond milk with it to get some protein in with that meal. But that's an easy sub too. And like I said, just simply having your kids be part of the process is going to make them a lot more open to trying these healthier foods instead of theirs.
Okay.
So if you take them to the store with you and give them a couple choices of different popcorn,
Not the Fruity Pebbles.
yes, and stuff like that, then yeah, absolutely. They're going to be a little bit more excited because they picked it out.
Okay.
And if they don't like it, it's on them and not on us.
Not my fault.
Yes. Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes. Peanut butter is another thing. So this peanut butter, the ingredients list isn't as long as most. So most peanut butters have a really long ingredient list, and it shouldn't be like that. The less ingredients, the better. That's how it is with everything when you read a nutrition label. The less ingredients, the better.
Okay.
Yes. So that would be definitely my tip number 3. When you're cleaning out your pantry, look at your ingredients list. Look at the different ingredients and things and see if sugar is number 1 on there. That's definitely something to throw away. Yeah, they're listed in the amounts that they are in the product. So the ones listed first are what have the most
in there
in the product.
Okay.
Yes. So if sugar is one of the first 2 or 3 ingredients, toss it. It's full of sugar. So, but things like peanut butter shouldn't have anything more than maybe some peanuts and salt. They should be blended together long enough that they excrete the oils themselves, and that should really be all that needs to be added to it. So this one isn't that long, but there are some that are super long. So just always remember on all the ingredient lists, less is always better.
Okay.
As well. Things like mac and cheese. So I have a daughter that is huge on mac and cheese. Would eat mac and cheese every single day.
Yeah, I have one of those.
And so one of the things we started doing, which is another thing we'll experiment with later, is spaghetti squash. So I'll make spaghetti squash, and then I'll melt some Laughing Cow cheeses on there for her to make like a mac and cheese. It's more like a spaghetti and cheese. Yeah, she loves it, and it's so much better for her than this. Plus, then I can add like some rotisserie chicken to it or something to get her some protein in that meal, give her some fruit, and she's good to go. So the first couple of times she stuck her nose up at me, but I was a little persistent with her because she loves mac and cheese. So now she can have mac and cheese anytime she wants, and I don't have to feel like she's eating God knows what.
Right.
For dinner and lunch and breakfast.
Powdered
and snacks.
Something
yes.
and noodles.
Powdered cheese.
Powdered cheese.
Yes.
Which is...
and as far as pastas, same thing. You can sub those out for spaghetti squash. You can use zucchini noodles, sweet potato noodles, anything like that.
I didn't even think about that. And they sell those.
Yeah, the little veggies.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they're perfect. At Whole Foods, you can even buy them already cut up or already spiralized for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then do you just saute those really quick? Okay.
Yep, and add some sauce.
Okay.
If you do want pasta, do at least a whole wheat pasta.
Okay.
So that way you're getting those good grains, good fiber in there with that pasta. And then another thing that you can do too is they have like edamame pasta. They have like black bean pasta, stuff like that, and they're a lot higher in protein, where most pasta isn't that high in protein.
Right.
But if you buy the edamame pasta, it has just as much protein as it does carbs, and it tastes great.
Oh.
So that's another good substitution that you can make too.
Okay.
So other than that, though, it looks like you have some great choices. When we go to the store here later, I'm going to show you a couple other things that you could sub out or buy for your kids or for yourself that will make the healthier eating transition a little bit easier on all of you.
Goodbye, oatmeal cookies.
Yes. See you later, peanut butter cream pies.
Bye.
So now that we've cleaned out your pantry and your fridge and your freezer, now let's sit down and make a list of different things that we can get at the store to replace that stuff. And then we're going to pick a couple recipes that we can try. And we can get the ingredients to make those while we're at the store. And then we'll come home and we'll do some cooking for your family.
Fantastic.